And now we will welcome to the stage another Madonna University student. Would everyone please rise for the performance of the national anthem by Madonna student Abby Armstrong.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right. Thank you again to the Madonna University performers for getting us started this evening. And I thank all of you for joining us here this evening at the Italian American Club of Livonia. I am Dan West, the president of the Livonia Chamber of Commerce, and it's my honor to be your MC this evening. The lights are on, the sun is out, alleluia. Who here still has no power? Everyone's got their power back? All right, good to hear, good to hear. We have some elected officials here who can maybe help you with that if you didn't, but. So this evening will lead us on an inspiring journey featuring the people and organizations doing some amazing things that contribute towards making Livonia such a wonderful and complete community. Let's take a moment to acknowledge the generosity of our sponsors for making this event possible. Embassy Title Agency, Alpha USA, St. Mary Mercy Hospital, now known as Trinity Health Livonia, Masco Corporation, Bill Brown Ford, Madonna University, and La Fontaine Imports of Livonia. Thank you to our sponsors. Well, cryptocurrency has made some headlines in recent months. I'm sure a lot of us are still figuring out what it is and how you can make a profit from it. Some people like Bitcoin, Ether, USD coin because you can make money transfers faster. Some people don't like it because you can lose your money faster. I am no expert in this, but based on the headlines, I would stay away from FTX. I'm sure many of us lost something in the market over the past year, but I guess we can take solace if we weren't in FTX. Things could have been a lot worse. But here are some other things I can share with you about cryptocurrency. How do you get $1,000 in cryptocurrency? You invest $2,000. What's the difference between investing in Bitcoin and getting married? If your marriage fails, you only lose half your wealth. And finally, a client asked a crypto advisor, is all my money really gone? No, of course not, the advisor said. It's just with somebody else. And a frightened Bitcoin holder calls a fellow investor and asks if he's worried at all about the volatility of Bitcoin these days. The friend replies that of course he's worried, but he continues to sleep like a baby. The frightened Bitcoin investor is amazed. Really? With all the fluctuations, you sleep like that? And his friend responds, yep, I sleep for a couple hours, and then I wake up and I cry for a while. Before we get into our program, I'd like to make you aware of a couple upcoming events. First, our Livonia Home Improvement Show, presented by CVF Credit Union, returns to the Kirksey Recreation Center on Saturday, March 11th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We actually sold out all our available vendor spots this year, so all our visitors to the show will have a lot of great options to look at, to explore for their ideas for their home and yard and schedule estimates. Admission and parking is free. Again, that is on Saturday, March 11th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Kirksey Recreation Center. And then later on in March, we have Livonia Mayor Maureen Miller-Brosnan, who will present her annual State of the City address during a late afternoon program at Laurel Manor at 3 p.m. on Thursday, March 23rd. After the mayor's presentation, the audience will be invited to stay for happy hour and some networking. Admission is $20 per person for the State of the City program. To register for your seat, visit the Chamber's website, livonia.org. And with that, tonight's program is designed to celebrate our local leadership. So let's take a moment to acknowledge some of our community's leaders. Let me begin by recognizing our business leaders. I call on all current and former members of the Livonia Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors who are with us tonight to please stand so we can acknowledge you. Next, we would like to acknowledge our elected officials who joined us this evening. Please stand after I call your name and remain standing in audience. Please withhold your applause until all are introduced. Michigan State Senator Dana Polhanke, Michigan State Representative Matt Kolazar, Livonia Mayor Maureen Miller-Brosnan, Livonia City Clerk Susan Nash, Livonia City Council members Kathleen McIntyre, Scott Barr, and Scott Morgan, Wayne County Commissioners Terry Marecki and Glenn Anderson. From the Livonia Public Schools, we have Superintendent Andrea Oquist and school board members Madeline Acosta, Tammy Bonifield, Liz Jarvis, Karen Bradford, and Mark Johnson. And then from the Clarenceville School District, we have Superintendent Paul Shepik, school board members Cindy Immonen, Jeff Bunker, Dennis Myers, and Pamela Shroud. And also, we had another Wayne County Commissioner, Al Haydes, is here with us as well. Did I miss anybody? Please acknowledge our elected leaders. For those who will be honored this evening, after you receive your award on stage, you will exit to the stage over here, and you'll receive several proclamations from the aforementioned elected officials, some who will be over there on the side. After the handshake line, you can return to your seat. Would those officials who are handing out those proclamations please head over to the awards table now. And at the end of the presentation, we would like all our winners to return to the stage for the annual group picture. Many of you may have seen the past annual events. Bill Bresser, one of our past Livonia Legacy Award honorees, is here again to take pictures, and he arranges. Yes, Bill deserves some love, absolutely. But please see Bill on stage afterwards for a group picture that kind of memorializes the evening. With that, let's start handing out some awards. Let's begin with the elementary and secondary teachers of the year for the Clarenceville School District. We invite middle school science teacher Patty Dunnebeck Green, Botsford principal Brian DeCare, middle school principal Alan Cantor, and Clarenceville superintendent Paul Shepik to join me on stage. Matt Mayer could not join us this evening as he is coaching Clarenceville's JV boys basketball team in a game this evening. He is an admired physical education teacher for both Botsford and Grandview elementary schools. He is praised as someone who provides the students with engaging activities, helps them set goals, and encourages them to reach those goals. His reach goes beyond the school as many of his students bring his class activities home to share with their families. He is also admired for his positive influence on his colleagues, as he often walks up and down the school hallways to check in on staff and students to start each morning at Botsford. He also has prepared videos that he shares on a website that his colleagues will share in their classrooms as a brain break. Botsford Elementary Principal Brian DeCare said that he has witnessed the students as their self-esteem and confidence increase because of the conversation, actions, and recognitions that Mr. Mayer extends to students inside and outside of his classes. For this, he is recognized as the Clarenceville School District's Elementary Educator of the Year. Mr. DeCare will accept the honor on behalf of Mr. Matt Mayer. Let's congratulate Matt. Next, we have Patty Dunnebeck Green, who is a science teacher at Clarenceville Middle School, who captivates her students with her knowledge and passion for science. In the classroom, her students are engaged with their interesting hands-on experiences. She goes beyond the call of duty with her work outside the classroom as she regularly facilitates trips, field trips, and STEM fairs for all sixth graders in the school. Student Maya Cote said that Mrs. Dunnebeck Green makes science lessons interesting and easy to understand. She added, quote, "If you didn't understand something, she was always there to help you. She also didn't give up on us. She gave you lots of chances to learn it and to show her you learned it. She also checked in on her students' well-being by being understanding and supportive if a student was having a bad day. For this, she is recognized as the Clarenceville School District Secondary Educator of the Year. Congratulations to Mrs. Patty Dunnebeck Green." You're good? Group picture? I would like to point out we have a new item of acknowledgement this year given to our Educators of the Year with the personalized vases and plants that the instructors can use in their classroom or in their homes. Again, congratulations to Matt and Patty. Now, to recognize the Livonia Public Schools Educators of the Year, I invite to the stage fourth grade teacher Beth Wright, middle school science teacher Angela Allen, middle school music teacher Marilee Olson, elementary school paraprofessional April Adams, along with LPS superintendent Andrea Oquist. Beth Wright is a fourth grade teacher at Grant Elementary School. She is in her sixth year working for Livonia Public Schools. She is recognized as a teacher who is truly in tune with the needs of her students while also thoroughly communicating with her students' parents. As a matter of fact, 2 parents nominated her for this award for her dynamic ability to keep the parents connected to the classroom. She is praised for building a supportive learning environment, productive relationships with students, and encouraging students to be themselves as they pursue success in the classroom. With student growth data and taking the time to recognize each student's strengths and weaknesses, she has effectively led the students to work hard and reach academic goals. For this, she is recognized by the Livonia Public Schools as the Elementary Educator of the Year. Congratulations, Mrs. Beth Wright. Livonia Public Schools are honoring 2 Secondary Educators of the Year. First, we have Angela Allen, who is a science teacher in the Gifted and Talented program at Frost Middle School. She's in her 24th year working for Livonia Public Schools. She is known for her many contributions in curriculum and assessment across the district, and for her dedication to the success of her students, both academically and socially. She consistently connects with her students who admire her as she leads a challenging academic environment for her students while instilling a community mindset that supports their lives outside of the classroom. She is praised for her ability to teach and grow the whole child by allowing students to the emotional spaces to be inquisitive, make mistakes, and learn in a supportive classroom environment. For this, she is one of the Livonia Public Schools Secondary Educators of the Year. Congratulations to Miss Angela Allen. Next, we have Marilee Olson, who is the vocal music teacher who leads the choirs at Emerson Middle School and Franklin High School. My alma maters, by the way, thank you. The 23-year veteran instructor serves as a music director for musical productions at both schools. She also serves as the music department chair at Franklin, the director of the Franklin Choir Boosters, and organizes trips to New York City, Mackinac Island, and other destinations that provides memorable performance experiences for her students. Her students experience much more than music instruction as she builds a classroom environment where students feel welcomed, cared for, and included in the choir family. For this, she is recognized as one of the Livonia Public Schools Secondary Educators of the Year. Congratulations to Ms. Marilee Olson. And next, we have April Adams, who has served as a special education paraprofessional at Cleveland Elementary School for the past 6 years. She works one-on-one with students who needs extra support throughout the school day. Colleagues describe her as someone who is kind, thoughtful, and a positive role model that impacts students, families, and coworkers. Often she starts her day by greeting students with hugs and smiles. She is admired for building wonderful relationships with the students and their families. She enjoys seeing the students' confidence grow as they realize they can be successful in a classroom setting. For this, she is recognized by the Livonia Public Schools as a Support Staff Person of the Year. Congratulations to Ms. April Adams. And now we'll move into our business awards. As we recognize our business honorees this evening, it's important to remember that these organizations are more than a building or a product. They are a collection of dedicated, community-minded people who enjoy serving their customers and being part of the good things taking place in Livonia. Through the years, these awards have evolved into a tremendous sense of pride for these business owners, their employees, and their customers. Let's begin with the Livonia Greenleaf Award, which is presented by the Livonia Greenleaf Commission on Sustainability. At this time, I invite Commission members Jim Beringhouse and Betsy Calhoun to stand up during this presentation. The Greenleaf Award is presented annually to a Livonia business or organization to recognize their efforts to successfully balance environmental and economic strategies. This year, we honor Fraser Tea. Company director Fraser Tea was an organic farmer who initially wanted better options for beverages while on car trips. Along with some of his brothers, they learned the art of making tea and explored the industry's worldwide culture to create their own handcrafted, healthy blends in compostable packets. They developed their own manufacturing process with the environment in mind at their facility on Stark Road in Livonia that opened in 2015. Today, they produce 120 organic flavors that are available at Bigby Coffee Stores, Westbourne Markets, and Zerbo Markets. On behalf of the Livonia Greenleaf Commission on Sustainability, we are honored to present Fraser Tea with the 2023 Livonia Greenleaf Award, and several members of the Fraser family are here to accept the award.
Good evening. I'm Bernie Fraser. This is my brother Joe Fraser, my other brother John Fraser, and my nephew Greg Fraser. On behalf of the Frasers and the Fraser team, we're very humbled and honored to accept this Greenleaf Award. My brothers and I started Fraser Tea many years ago, and for those of you who don't know, Fraser Tea is Michigan's only manufacturer of tea in the state, and we're located here in Livonia, Michigan. Following the teachers, they should be proud of me because I brought props. I thought to kind of explain a little bit about our company, I'd ask you a few questions. Does anyone know what this is? Lettuce. Now, when you get lettuce from the store and you bring it home, before you eat it, what's the first thing you do? You wash it. Sometimes it says triple wash, but you probably wash it anyway, even though it says it on the packaging. And the reason we do that is because we know that this lettuce may contain different residual chemicals, pesticides, or herbicides on them. And so we wash them because we don't want to consume that. Many years ago when we began studying tea, the thing we realized and we came to understand is that from the very moment the tea is plucked from the bush to the moment it goes in your cup and you drink it, it is never washed. Think about that. The tea you consume is never washed because water is the enemy of tea. And so when we decided to form a tea company, our main purpose was for the health benefits. We wanted a healthy product to give to people, and we wanted to pass that on and be good stewards for what we had been given. And so we decided at that point that the only way we were going to be able to do that would be to have an organic tea. And so that was the first thing we did. We decided we were only going to import organic teas and utilize them in our product. And then we took the extra step and we decided we're not going to use artificial flavoring. We're going to use organic flavoring because if we're going organic, we might as well go all the way and be all in on it because we wanted to provide this healthy product to try and get the next generation off of Red Bulls and that. I don't know how successful we are with this one, but anyway, that was one of the first things we did. The second thing which was mentioned is we decided to use compostable tea bags because most people drink their tea in the United States with tea bags. They like that one and done option. And so the only options that were really out there were plastic. But when you start pouring boiling water on plastic, you start allowing that plastic to leach into the water and you consume it. Or there were bleached tea bags, and we didn't want to use that as well. So we were able to find compostable tea bags. Cost a little bit more, but it was a healthier option. And our number one goal was to provide a healthy product to our customers. The third thing, and this is really where sustainability, I think, begins, is we wanted to develop relationships with the farms which we were getting the tea from. And so we'd go to the farms, we'd develop relationships, we'd only work with organic tea farms. Usually they're smaller farms, they're co-ops with many people that come together. It's very interesting. You go into these small farms and they have their own little pharmacies, their own little hospitals, their own schools. The community all works together for this common goal. And we would develop relationships with them. One of the farms that I went to actually last year was in South Africa. They produce rooibos tea. Rooibos is an herbal tea that comes only from South Africa. And when you drink this tea, and when you go to this farm, you can kind of see the sustainability, how it begins at the farm. Now, South Africa, if you're not familiar with it, rooibos tea only comes from there, but they have a lot of different environmental conditions. And when you talk to the farmers, they'll tell you that in the last 10, 15 years, the climate conditions there have just been crazy, going from severe droughts to too much rain to a lot of different problems. It's just become a very difficult problem for them. And so one of the things that this farmer decided to do was he decided to during the last drought, which lasted 5 years, he said, well, there's water underneath my farm. I'm going to bring that water up. So he invested in solar panels. He put in pumps, and he began pumping that water up into a big basin that they had made. And he utilized that water to fertilize the soil and to provide water for the rooibos bushes. What that did is it gave him a very sustainable farm. It gave him a good supply that was very dependable. And he's able to pass that on with our relationship to us. And so that sustainable practice and that self-sustaining practice is able to be passed along to us. And so we're able as a company in good practice able to pass that along to our customers. And so it really kind of shows how sustainability can go from the farm all the way to the customer. And it's one of the things that we do as a company is we try to provide not only a very healthy drink, but we want to provide something that is good not only for people but for the environment, because we know that as people of this planet, we are supposed to be good stewards, and we want to be good stewards of what has been given to us, and we want to pass that on to the next generation and to our customers. And so we're very thankful to be here. We're very honored actually to be here to receive this award. And once again, thank you for this great honor today.
The Livonia Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging Award is presented by the Livonia Human Relations Commission. This time I ask Commission members Hytham Fakuri and Rebecca Drzwicki to stand during this presentation. This award is presented annually to an individual, organization, or company that demonstrates an outstanding commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion that builds belongingness in their industry and/or the Livonia community. This year, the honor goes to Debbie Yates. She has emerged as a diversity inclusion champion for the Livonia Parent Teacher Student Association Council during her 5 years on the council and for 9 years of overall involvement in the PTSA. She volunteers much of her time developing appropriate social media posts and coordinating diversity, equity, and inclusion workshops for the PTSA, aiming to combat discrimination. She said it is important for people to realize that DEI exploration involves more than race and culture, but inclusion is designed to ensure everyone has a seat at the table. On behalf of the Livonia Human Relations Commission, we are honored to present Debbie Yates with the 2023 Livonia Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging Award, and we welcome Debbie to the stage to accept this award.
Gosh, I didn't bring any props. It's still here, though. What can we do with lettuce? Okay, so good evening. I would like to thank the Human Relations Commission for this award. I am truly honored to receive this recognition, and I appreciate all that you do for our city. I would also like to thank the Chamber for including this in your event tonight. He spoke about my work with the PTA, but I'm actually proud to serve in two great organizations in Livonia that strive to support, uplift, and advocate for all. In the PTA and in PFLAG, I'm surrounded by amazing people who are equally as dedicated to making Livonia and our schools a place where people feel like they belong and can thrive. I am so grateful to them for supporting the work that I do, and I wouldn't be here without them. I believe in the mission of the PTA. Contrary to popular belief, we're not just about fundraisers, book fairs, and fun events. We are actually dedicated to helping every child reach their potential through engagement and advocacy. I believe that the PTA is a place where all our students and families belong. Every person has something to contribute, and we are better when we embrace our differences. I also believe in the mission of PFLAG, which is to create a caring, just, and affirming world for LGBTQ+ people and those who love them. Through monthly support group meetings, events, and peer-to-peer support, the Livonia chapter is working to make Livonia an equitable, inclusive city where every LGBTQ+ person is safe, celebrated, empowered, and loved. DEI work is sometimes messy and challenging. It forces us to see the world through another person's lens. It challenges us to get outside of our comfort zone. Its solutions are complex and slow-moving and often met with resistance. But I continue to do this work because inequity and discrimination still exist. And I know we can do better. Thank you very much.
Next, let's acknowledge a group of people who are vital to what we do at the Livonia Chamber of Commerce. Our chamber ambassadors volunteer time to support grand openings, connect our members, recruit new members, and support our events. And actually this year, they started volunteering at various other charities, something they plan to do every other month throughout this year. When you consider we have nearly 1,000 members that we serve, it is vital that we have these advocates who provide such valuable touch points to our organization. At this time, I'd like every Livonia Chamber ambassador, current one, to join me on stage.
That's not fair. They're not all joining us.
You can beat them later.
Can we bring up some past ambassadors?
We're all good? All good? Okay, very good. So, for her extraordinary efforts in the year 2022, we are pleased to honor Kimberly Jameson as the Livonia Chamber Ambassador of the Year. After running a photography studio for 30 years, Kimberly switched careers and moved into financial planning. The move was a culmination of a personal passion that she developed with her own investment strategies to fund a college education for her daughter, who went on to become a medical doctor and surgeon. Fueled by that success, she decided to make it her full-time occupation. She has been a certified financial planner and wealth manager since 2010, and she currently works for Golden Legacy Wealth Management with offices in Southfield and Rochester Hills. A 4-decade resident of Livonia, she joined the Livonia Chamber and became an ambassador in 2019. Since, she quickly emerged as an active part of the group with her time and energy supporting chamber programs and making introductions. With much appreciation, it is our privilege to honor Kimberly Jameson as our Livonia Chamber Ambassador of the Year, and she's on stage here now.
I know it's getting late, and I've been sitting there before hoping that I'll quickly talk. But anyhow, thanks to the Chamber, thanks Dan, Sherry, Laura, Dawn. We've spent a lot of time together this past year along with my fellow ambassadors, but many of you may not have known that I had an office in Southfield and Rochester Hills, and I chose to become an ambassador and a member of the Livonia Chamber of Commerce. Not because I've lived here since 1981, I raised a daughter here, but because I feel the Livonia Chamber of Commerce is the best chamber in the state of Michigan. I've met so many wonderful people in the community, and I've developed lifelong friendships and relationships with my fellow ambassadors. Thanks for joining me up here. To me, it's important that we recognize their hard work. Though I'm being honored, they've put in almost as much time as I have. So please give them a round of applause. As an ambassador, we spend a lot of time in the community, and I attended almost every ribbon cutting in 2022 that the Chamber held. I believe Dawn and I tried to figure it out. I missed possibly one or two while I was traveling to see my daughter. As an ambassador, we attend these ribbon cuttings to welcome new business owners to the community and also to support the small businesses here in Livonia. So as Ambassador of the Year, I'd like to also thank the other ambassadors, and most importantly, the Chamber of Commerce, the City of Livonia, and I look forward, along with my ambassadors, in supporting our community for many years to come. Thank you.
The Outstanding Large Business of the Year recognizes a Livonia company with 50 or more employees that developed an exceptional business reputation while making extraordinary contributions to the Livonia community. This year, we honor Community Financial Credit Union. Community Financial is close to opening its second Livonia location on Middle Belt Road near 5 Mile. It has another location on 7 Mile west of Farmington. Meanwhile, it has grown its local involvement by extending its support to several Livonia education efforts, such as the Livonia Public Schools Foundation Teacher Grant Program. They also guide the student-run credit unions at elementary schools and provide budget and fraud workshops for high school students. Livonia is among several communities that benefit from the tens of thousands of dollars the credit union gives to charities, community groups, and families in need. They are driven to make an impact where their members and employees live. Its origins go back to 1951, but it has been known as Community Financial for 20 years, with 375 employees, 14 locations in Michigan, and more than 80,000 members. The Livonia Chamber of Commerce is honored to recognize Community Financial Credit Union with the 2023 Outstanding Large Business of the Year Award. Here to accept the award on behalf of the credit union is Community Relations Manager Natalie McLaughlin.
All right, thank you. I am Natalie McLaughlin with Community Financial Credit Union. I have Mike King and Lamar Brown here with me. Also, they are the branch managers here in Livonia and working closely with your families every day. We are honored to receive this award from the Chamber. We are extremely passionate about being in the Livonia community and are excited to have our second branch here to extend that financial wellness to the members of the community. You guys have anything you want to add? Are we good? Okay.
Yeah, I've been in banking for over 30 years, and I have to say I'm excited to be working for Community Financial. We are very involved in the community, and that's one of the things I really wanted to get into when I got into Community Financial. It's an honor to work here, and it's an honor to receive this award. And just to let you know that Lamar, who works at our Middle Belt branch, we are open now for business, so any of them would like to stop in, we're at Middle Belt and 5 Mile.
Thank you. Thank you.
And also, I just wanted to add 2 cents. I'm very appreciative to work for a company that does so much in the community and that does it for a city like Livonia that appreciates everything that we do. Thank you very much.
See, that was even breaking news for me. I didn't know the second branch officially opened. It opened this week. See, you learn things at chamber events. The Outstanding Small Business of the Year Award recognizes a Livonia business with 49 or fewer employees that developed an exceptional business reputation while making extraordinary contributions to the Livonia community. This year, we honor Thomas's Family Dining. Growing up in Eastern Europe during the Cold War, Mark Kuzak knew about the suffering of people that endured under Soviet rule. When he saw TV images of families fleeing Ukraine last year to escape Russian military attacks, he wanted to do something. At his Plymouth Road restaurant, he took every dime collected during a full day of business last March and donated it to a Catholic organization to benefit the Ukrainian people. Sales and donations that day surpassed $22,000. And this was just one of many community and charitable efforts Thomas's has supported through the years. Mark moved from Poland to Michigan at age 15. I learned tonight he actually washed dishes in this place when he first got here. He hustled and innovated to become an entrepreneur working in logistics and trucking. He eventually purchased Thomas's Family Dining in 2000 with the goal of establishing a distinctive menu and a family dining experience free of televisions. The Livonia Chamber of Commerce is honored to recognize Thomas's Family Dining with the 2023 Outstanding Small Business of the Year Award. Here to accept the award is the restaurant's owner, Mark Kuzak.
Thank you very much. It is a great honor to receive this award, especially since it is in a city like Livonia. When I was asked what this award meant to me, I had to think about it for a moment. But I think for the most part, it means that we are doing the right thing for our business and for our community. That we are not just a restaurant that provides food, but that people like us and that we trust and people trust, and we made a few friends along the way. For many, many years, we have been a place where people meet each other, where they conduct business, where they celebrate a birthday, where they cry after a loss of a loved one, and a place where they bring in their kids. A place that they feel comfortable in and treat as their own. We are part of Livonia, part of our community, and we are very proud of that. One thing for sure is that this award would not be possible without the good and dedicated people who work with us. We are very blessed for not only having them, but also having them with us for a very long time. We could only invite a few of our team members here tonight that are seated at our table, and I thank you for all your hard work and dedication. Thank you very much.
The Community Enhancement Award goes to a Livonia business or organization that made a recent investment to build a new operation, improve their property appearance, or upgrade services that notably enrich the Livonia community. This year, we have 2 recipients of this honor, starting with the Corwell Beaumont Livonia Outpatient Campus, located on 7 Mile near I-275. Beaumont Health grew its presence in western Wayne County and provided a new convenient location for local patients when it opened its new 4-story, 140,000 square foot facility in Livonia last spring. A former manufacturing facility was raised on the 35-acre site to make way for a $50.7 million investment to build a new medical center to include an outpatient surgery center, 24-hour emergency center, cancer services, pulmonary testing, diagnostic imaging, doctor's offices, and pharmacy. After a merger last year, Beaumont is rebranding as Corwell Health. The Livonia Chamber of Commerce is honored to recognize the Corwell Beaumont Livonia Outpatient Campus with a 2023 Community Enhancement Award. Here to accept the award is Dirk Pronger, the president of the Corwell Farmington Hills Hospital and the Livonia Outpatient Campus.
I want to thank the Chamber for this award. I brought our care team with me as well. You know, the bricks and mortar, a lot of thanks goes to Chrisman Construction, HKS Architects, who built a beautiful building along 275. But the care team here is the one that, during the middle of a pandemic, was able to put the staff in order, our medical staff, our clinical staff, to get the room, to get the facility up and functional. So my thanks to them, my thanks to all of you. Thank you.
Our second Community Enhancement Award goes to Urban Air Trampoline and Adventure Park. This new 29,000 square foot indoor recreation facility was constructed and opened on Plymouth Road last summer. It features trampolines, zip lines, bumper cars, slides, and food, which makes it an attraction for children's birthday parties and wintertime entertainment. Owner Gavin Pike has long been an entrepreneur, but he's also driven to keep kids active and off their devices. So far, his $3.5 million investment is paying off as some 3,000 kids run around the park on a typical weekend during the cold winter months. Also, he employs many teenagers with the focus of keeping them engaged with guests and off their devices. Urban Air is one of several new businesses that recently opened in the Middle Belt Plymouth Road area, which is leading to more investment, such as a strip center with 3 food businesses under construction in front of Urban Air. The Livonia Chamber of Commerce is honored to recognize Urban Air Trampoline and Adventure Park with the 2023 Community Enhancement Award. Here to accept the award is Urban Air's owner, Gavin Pike.
I want to thank the Chamber. This was a hard process. I signed my lease in May of 2019, thinking I would open the summer of 2020. Things changed. I had a lot of money tied up for times, and it was hard. And I will say the Chamber was great. Like, once we announced we were opening, the support they gave us, the city of the city of Livonia, my other store is in Toledo. That one opened first, and the difference in how I worked with the city and how easy it was to do business here comparatively, and I told them all on the opening and on the ribbon cutting, it was just a pleasure to work with them. Now, I do have to say one thing, because in there it says I live in Ohio, but I clarify, I was born and raised in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. My wife's from Ohio, and if I wanted to live with her, I had to move there after the fact. So, the good news, and it's the joke I say when I'm down there, is, the Michigan-Ohio War, the loser got Toledo and the winner got the UP. So, and actually where I live was Michigan land at one point in time before that war, and then we traded it off. So, little bit on my side, but we have a great staff, and it is a great place for your kids to come. I have 5 kids, and phones are detrimental to kids' health. To get them out, to get them active in that, and I try and mentor every employee. We have about 85, 90 teenagers. That is not the easiest thing to do. If you think you just have a couple at your house, try and manage 90 of them. But it really is a mission of mine to give them life skills, because I know they're not going to work for me forever, but I hope other businesses in here that as you see employees from Urban Air come out, you'll be like, I know they're trained the right way. The same way you give Chick-fil-A a plug because they're new here, but you know what their employees are trained like, and that's what our goal is, to get kids there. So then when you see that on the resume, you'll want to hire them later on. So thank you again, Chamber.
As many of you know, my wife is also from the UP, and she actually has a T-shirt. It's a picture of the Upper Peninsula, and it said Toledo War Champs. So. Next, we move into the recognition of our individual honorees. The Livonia Legacy Award recognizes those involved in Livonia who accumulated a long, sustained record of exceptional work and service in our community throughout their careers. Tonight, we will honor 3 people for their decades of remarkable contributions to Livonia. We begin with Dave Spivey. Dave Spivey became the first layperson to serve as chief executive of St. Mary Mercy Hospital in June of 2000. In his tenure at the hospital, he developed and guided several projects that modernized and expanded the hospital into a leading healthcare facility serving Western Wayne County. Under his leadership, some $250 million were invested into the hospital and related facilities. Those projects included a new cancer care center, comprehensive rebuild and expansion of the hospital, establishment of a new sports performance facilities, development of a level 1 accredited geriatric emergency center, and the development of the Livonia Medical Center at Schoolcraft College. Many community leaders said Spivey's work was instrumental in rebuilding the reputation of the hospital. Mr. Spivey, who celebrated his birthday yesterday, was an active and influential member of several community groups, including the Livonia Rotary Club, the Livonia Chamber of Commerce, and he started the Healthy Livonia Initiative. After 22 years at the hospital, he departed in September to take on a new consulting role for Trinity Health. For his contributions in and around Livonia, the Livonia Chamber of Commerce is honored to present Dave Spivey as one of the 2023 recipients of the Livonia Legacy Award. Dave could not be with us this evening. He was in much warmer pastures in the South, but he did send us this video message.
Good morning from sunny Georgia. I hope things are well in Michigan and you've recovered from your ice storm. I'm Dave Spivey, and I want to thank you for awarding me the Legacy Award, Livonia Legacy Award. It's a tremendous honor to be mentioned in the same breath as Charlie Mahoney and Sister Rose Marie, two wonderful leaders in the city of Livonia. I'd like to thank Dan West, the executive director of the Chamber of Commerce in Livonia, for putting this event on, and also to recognize him for his tremendous leadership in the Chamber, which is so important to the quality of life and the business environment in Livonia. I'd also like to thank all of the colleagues, physicians, board members who over the 22 years that I was privileged to serve as president at St. Mary's, for their contributions. It's really their work that I'm here speaking about the accomplishments of St. Mary's in receiving this award. So thank you to all those colleagues, physicians, and board members. There are three women that I would like to thank too. My wife, Julie, who I met at St. Mary's, which is now, of course, Trinity Health Livonia Hospital. Beth Evans, my executive assistant, and Maureen Brosnan, who's been involved in governance and has been a board chair at St. Mary's for a number of years. And you, of course, know her as Mayor Maureen Brosnan, but I've had the privilege of working with her and transforming St. Mary Mercy over the 22 years that I've been here. So thank you to those three. I'd also like to just talk a little bit about what a wonderful community Livonia is. I've had a tremendous privilege to be the president of its hospital in Livonia, but also to participate in a number of community activities over the years. And I was impressed from day one about how Livonia very much seemed to be and is a city that works. And it works so well because thousands of people come together every day to make it a better place to live, to play, and to work. And I just would like to thank all of you leaders who contribute to making Livonia the city that it is, and encourage you to continue to work together. One of the gifts of Livonia is that people come together to resolve issues. That's why the city works as well as it does. And there are differences, of course, from time to time, but generally when there are differences, people, again, just choose to recognize those differences, come together, and make things happen for the betterment of the community. It's a true gift, something to be nurtured, something to be further developed as we move forward as a city and as a community in Western Wayne County. So thank you so much for this award. I wish I could have been there in person, but I'll see you when I'm back in Michigan.
Our next Livonia Legacy Award recipient is Charlie Mahoney. If there's a project taking place in Livonia, chances are Charlie's involved in it. Mrs. Mahoney has been an active and instrumental part of the Livonia Symphony Orchestra, the Livonia Community Foundation, the Livonia Chamber of Commerce, the Board of Directors for OHM Advisors, and the Town Hall luncheons in Livonia, not just for years, but for decades. Then in her spare time, fueled by a passion for helping people build better futures, she's held numerous leadership roles on various local, state, and national workforce boards, again, for many years. She was a busy volunteer while working full-time, but her volunteerism kicked into another gear after she retired from DTE Energy as a regional manager in 2001. I'm sure you're glad you're not there this week, right, DT? 10 years ago, she was honored for her volunteer work by receiving the Livonia First Citizen Award, but she continues to do most of those things for the last 10 years and again today. and in this, her 50th year as a Livonia resident, along with her husband of 54 years, Jim. For all she has done to the Livonia community over many, many decades, the Livonia Chamber of Commerce is honored to present Charlie Mahoney as one of the 2023 recipients of the Livonia Legacy Award, and she's here on stage.
Every microphone I come to is taller than me. In fact, everybody's taller than me. Once I asked somebody, they asked me, had I seen somebody? And I said, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. He looks like this. He's tall. They said, Charlie, he could be 5'5" and he'd be tall to you. So, anyway, thank you, Dan. Thank you, the Chamber. Thank you for the city. And congratulations to everybody here tonight who is a winner and is an awardee. It's wonderful that there are people like you willing to serve our city. And Dave stole my thunder with some of what he said about the city, so I'm gonna skip that part and tell you that I am so honored to be given this Legacy Award. You know, at the same time, I'm just humbled. I'm so humbled that I'm being considered for this award, for another award, for a city that I love. Well, I was born and raised in northern New York, not Buffalo, the real northern New York, which is on the same parallel, I think, as Gaylord, and it's 18 miles from the border to Canada. Anyway, I've lived most of my years right here in the city of Livonia. And Livonia is my hometown. And it's a community that I am proud of, that I am involved in, and that I want to work for its future. So, the last time I was here at a microphone, I told you, I think it was Jack Engebretson who introduced me, and he said she had 73 organizations that she's involved in. Now, probably it was 73, but it wasn't all in 1 year. It was over, I'm 29 years old, so, it was over a lot of number of years while I was out there. But anyway, I told you all that the reason I did what I did was to stop having to make dinner and clean house. I was never home. But that's really not true. The work that I do as a volunteer in this community and elsewhere stems from my passion to change lives, and my belief that helping others makes them and you feel really better. Building a collaborative effort to resolve an issue or hold a new event just energizes me. So, now I have to tell you that what I accomplish is not done by me alone. And I couldn't do it without the help I get from the individuals in this community. First and foremost, I could not spend my time doing what I do without the support and love of my husband, who you see running around with his camera, and friend for over 57 years, Jim Mahoney. I love you, Jim, and thank you. I have two sons, one in Austin, Texas, who has, over this year and last year, suffered from ice storms and snowstorms and power outages for 5 to 10 days. I welcomed him home. And I have another son in Arizona named Sean, my granddaughter Dara, and her husband Andrew, my grandson-in-law, who also are here in Livonia. So, and there's so many of you. I could probably have you raise your hand, and half of you would raise your hand that somewhere I have dragged you into something to get done in this city of Livonia. And I thank all of you, and all of you who are outside of the city of Livonia, who I've dragged in to do things. Thank you, SEMCA. Thank you, Michigan Works, for all of the great lives we've changed with those organizations. So, change for me, like for many, is a bit scary. But the challenge for me when it comes to change is to get involved. Understand what's changing. Try to figure out where you fit in that change, and then move to make it happen or not. So a boss once told me back at DTE, and you're right, I'm glad I wasn't working this last weekend or over the Christmas weekend, but my phone still rang. Charlie, who do I call? Charlie, and so on. So it's always, once an Edison employee, always an Edison employee. So but my boss once told me, he said, don't be afraid to meet challenges head on and work them to a positive outcome. He had a motto, which I've adopted and I'm still living by, and that is, if you're not on the agenda, then you're most likely on the menu. So if you don't want to be on the menu, why don't you get involved? In particular, get involved with the team who's preparing the menu. And that's the way I live my life here in Livonia. My passion for helping others by working together on what lies ahead is what drives me to continue. Did Jim, yeah, okay. I think he'll still be there for another 50 years, hopefully. I live by this one statement. You make your living by what you get, but you make your life by what you give. I'm happy to give. I'm going to continue to give. And again, I cannot thank you more, Dan, and the city and the folks in this room for honoring me with the Legacy Award. Thank you.
And finally, we would like to, among the Livonia Legacy Awards, we'd like to honor the legacy of Sister Rosemary Kujawa. Sister Rosemary spent part of 6 decades involved as a student, educator, and influential leader to Madonna University. As an academic vice president, she was influential in changing the school's name from Madonna College to Madonna University in 1991. She was elevated to university president in July of 2001. During her 14 years at the helm, she expanded the school's academic offerings and study abroad opportunities for students, successfully led a $50 million campaign to build the Franciscan Center, which opened in the fall of 2009, and oversaw the development of the new sports fields for the school's expanding athletic department. Sister supported several causes in and around Livonia, including her involvement in the Livonia Rotary Club, Livonia Symphony Orchestra, the Livonia Chamber of Commerce, and St. Mary Mercy Hospital. After she retired from the university in 2015, she held other roles with the Archdiocese of Detroit until her passing in December. For all she did for Madonna and the Livonia community, the Livonia Chamber of Commerce is honored to recognize Sister Rosemary Kujawa as one of the 2023 recipients of the Livonia Legacy Award. While Sister Rosemary is not with us, there are many here tonight to celebrate all she did, including Sister Nancy Marie Jamras, who we invite to the stage to accept the award on behalf of Sister Rosemary.
Good evening. Sister Rosemary would not need 2 people to get her up to the microphone. With deep gratitude, and in the name of the Felician Sisters, I accept this Legacy Award for Sister Rosemary. Sister Rose, as many of us called her, has left a legacy to many beyond the grounds of our Felician Mother House. Rooted in the nurturing love and strong faith of her family in St. John Cantius Parish community in the Delray area of Detroit, Sister Rose gave all she could to whatever life asked of her. Following God's call, she entered the Felician Sisters Convent right after high school, attended Madonna College, and became a secondary mathematics teacher at Bishop Borges, then Ladywood High School, and soon began ministry at Madonna College at that time, serving over the years as faculty member, department chair, academic dean until 2001, when she became the 6th president of Madonna. In the 14 years she served as Madonna's president, she led the faculty and staff and students in programs and initiatives to increase enrollment and prepare for responding to the ever-changing needs of society, both here in the United States and, as mentioned, abroad in Taiwan, China, Dubai, and Haiti. There are many stories of students who were motivated to continue their pursuit of a degree in spite of obstacles they encountered. She remained active in civic, community, and church events, serving on a number of boards and committees over the years. After her retirement in 2015, Sister Rose was asked to serve as delegate for religious in the Archdiocese of Detroit, and for 5 years provided programs and support for the women and men who belonged in religious communities serving here and in the Archdiocese. In 2021, Sister then became the local minister of the Livonia Mother House and remained there until her death on December 29th of this past year. In all she did, she dedicated herself wholeheartedly and inspired and encouraged others to continue to do so too. Always gracious, Sister loved to welcome guests and enjoyed sharing a meal and animated conversation with them. Her interesting stories revealed her selfless service, deep faith, hope-filled trust in God, and genuine love for all the people God brought into her life. She was a true daughter of our foundress, Blessed Mary Angela Trzaskowska, and faithful to her charism, her vision, her values. She was a true sister to all of us who had the privilege of living with her. Her legacy to family, friends, colleagues, students, and many who encountered her will always be marked by her sincere respect, radiant, sparkling eye smile, and many pleasant shared comments. In the name of Sister Rosemarie's family, we Livonia Felician Sisters, our North American Felician Sisters, as well as all at Madonna University and all who have been part of her life, we thank you for recognizing a great woman of constant faith, of enduring hope, of unending love, the greatest legacy one can leave to others. My compliments in her name to Mr. Spivey and to Charlie Mahoney for sharing this honor with them. We thank you to so many of you who are here tonight, who have been part of her life and part of her legacy to Livonia and to the world. May God bless you.
The Livonia Outstanding Youth Award honors a young person who lives in the city, goes to school in Livonia for their performance in school and/or distinctive record of service in the community. Tonight, we honor 3 young men for their bravery in saving the lives of 2 of their neighbors. Chase Adams, Colin Anderson, and Ethan Morshey were returning home from a trip to the store last August when they noticed billowing smoke and a house on fire. Without hesitation, they pulled over and ran toward the house. The front door was locked, so they entered through a back door to see if anyone was inside. Ethan went to the 2nd floor to guide a 79-year-old woman out of the house. Colin and Chase helped the lady's 56-year-old son, who was physically limited, out of the house. The trio were able to report to arriving police and fire personnel the house was clear of people. Livonia Fire Chief Robert Jennison said he does not want untrained people going into burning buildings, but he added, quote, "It is very brave of them to risk their lives for perfect strangers. It's great to see their concern for humanity," unquote. As for the woman whom the trio rescued from the burning house, she made one outreach to them to call them her, quote, guardian angels. Tonight, we will also call Chase, Colin, and Ethan, who are lifelong friends, neighbors, and student athletes at Churchill High School, are 2023 recipients of the Livonia Outstanding Youth Award. In addition to this award, each will receive scholarships toward their college education from the Livonia Chamber of Commerce and the Livonia First Responder Foundation. Please welcome to the stage Chase Adams, Colin Anderson, and Ethan Morshea.
All right, well, this is my first time at one of these, so I didn't really know I was supposed to talk. And these two never talk, so I don't know really what else to say, but I just want to thank everybody, and I mean, I wouldn't have done anything different. I don't need any of these awards, but I just want to thank Dan and the fire chief and everybody, but thank you.
We close this evening's program with the presentation of the Livonia First Citizen Award, in honor of recognizing a Livonia resident for sustained outstanding contributions that made a difference in the community. The Livonia Observer newspaper and/or the Livonia Chamber of Commerce has coordinated this special award for 5 decades. We have a complete listing of all the recipients of this award provided for you in tonight's event program. It is time to acknowledge the latest addition to this incredible group of Livonians. Sammy McKay grew up inspired by her uncle Dennis O'Neill. He struggled with multiple sclerosis that would take his life at age 45, but that did not stop him from smiling and helping others. He was an attorney who found ways to help the homeless and others in need, and he encouraged others to do the same. Sammy and her husband Nick bought their first home in Livonia 10 years ago, shortly before the birth of their first child. Like many young families, they had limited budget for giving, so Sammy made sure she smiled for others and provided random acts of kindness. In 2018, she started asking family and friends for money in an effort she dubbed Do It for Denny. She used every penny to fund food and personal care items that were packed into bags and handed out to the homeless in Detroit. She developed a Facebook page for the cause, which attracted more resources for her work. This provided more funding for backpacks with school supplies for children of needy families. Her efforts grew to provide birthday gifts for children in foster care. Then she acquired books and personal care items for victims of domestic violence. Sammy would go on to develop adopt-a-family programs, new support for Children's Hospital of Michigan, and pack goodies to give local police officers and to firefighters. During the COVID limitations of 2020, which impacted graduation activities for high school seniors, Sammy rallied her supporters to purchase gifts and deliver these goods to the front porches of hundreds of high school graduates. In all, more than 1,000 people have benefited from her time, effort, and donor support over the past 5 years. And she has plans for more thanks to the support of her friends and neighbors in Livonia, who she praises for the growth of the effort to make a difference in the lives of those in need. Quote, "The sense of community and people willing to help here in Livonia has been amazing," she said. And for many are finding her work to be amazing as well. And for that, all that she has done, to gather people and resources to help others in need, it is our privilege to recognize Sammy McKay with the 2023 Livonia First Citizen Award, and we invite her to the stage.
Thank you, Dan, and the Livonia Chamber of Commerce for this award. I am truly honored to be recognized alongside all of the incredible people we've heard from tonight. It was almost a decade ago when my husband and I moved to Livonia, and since then I have been a stay-at-home mom to our 2 children. I can honestly say the best years of my life have been spent here. I am so thankful for the strong sense of community and loyalty we have found in Livonia. In 2018, I decided to start a kindness initiative on Facebook called Do It for Denny in honor of my uncle, Denny O'Neill. Denny lived with muscular dystrophy, and despite any physical struggles he encountered, he always exemplified kindness and compassion. My vision with this page was to keep his spirit alive while finding ways to do good in the community. Each month, I plan a kindness project to help a different population in need. I offer fun, easy ways for people to donate to whichever project touches their heart. We each do what we can, and when it all comes together, it turns into something so beautiful. Some of our projects include putting together blessing bags for people experiencing homelessness, birthday boxes for children entering the foster system, and Easter baskets for children in need at local schools. We do a March is Reading Month book drive, adopt families for Christmas, appreciation projects for those who serve our community, and so much more. My absolute favorite project is the Toy Shop, where families in need can come shop for free for Christmas gifts. Last year, we were able to collect 1,500 toys through my fundraising efforts and collection boxes throughout the community. Families were invited by local schools to verify genuine need, and they came in and parents were able to choose 4 gifts per child in the household. This year, I would like to collect 4,000 toys, so I need more community support than ever before. In the beginning, I just asked family and friends to support small projects. After a couple of years of building a reputation in the community, I noticed a passionate group of supporters begin to form. As the Facebook page grows, so do my projects. I never imagined this initiative would touch so many lives, but I am proud to say that we have helped thousands of people in the past 5 years. Together, we are truly making a difference. What started off as just a daydream of mine has become much more than I would have ever expected. I owe my success to many people who believe in me and my big ideas. First and foremost, I have to thank God for the big plans He has for my life. There have been countless times I have gone to bed praying for a miracle for a family that I'm helping, only to wake up to the most beautiful answer to my prayers. I also need to thank my husband, Nick, and our 2 kids, Dennis and Carolyn. They have been so supportive since the very beginning. As a homeschool family, it is invaluable to me that my children understand these important lessons about kindness and community. Nick, without your support, understanding, and patience, I would have never been able to accomplish as much as I have. I'd also like to thank my family and friends for their inspiration and lessons of kindness and compassion throughout my life. Thank you for always listening to me brainstorm, vent, and brag about my projects. Your support means the world to me. And to the people and businesses that donate to my projects, thank you so much for your unwavering support and encouragement. The people I met early on in this journey will always hold a special place in my heart. Their trust and excitement about my projects was all the motivation I needed. I have a few project supporters who have stepped up to take more of a leadership role, which allows us to do more than ever before. I can never thank you enough. So many people ask me how I do it, how I pull it all off, and the answer is simple. It's because of people like you who believe in me and my mission. I could go through and name each individual or business who has helped me succeed or update you on all of our plans for 2023, but I'd have you here all night. So the best way to learn more about any of our projects or to join the movement is to come visit us at facebook.me/doitfordenny. I also have kindness cards with me, so if you're interested in getting involved, please come see me and grab one. I am so excited to see how much good we can do in 2023. Let's do it for Denny.
All right, congratulations to our winners this evening. What a wonderful night to celebrate in this wonderful town that we live, work, study, and play in. We need all the honorees back on stage for that group picture with our photographer, Bill Bressler. We thank our sponsors for the event today, and we thank each of you for coming. What a wonderful evening, and enjoy the rest of it. Thank you.